Good afternoon, students. Now, am I audible to all? My voice is clear. Students, good afternoon, students. Am I audible to all now?
Good afternoon, sir.
My voice is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and
Yes, sir.
screen is visible to all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, let us start with the subject 108 Indian economy. This subject is of university level subject and it is compulsory to all. It is of 2 credit course. Okay, so let us start with the unit number 1, that is perspective of Indian economy. Indian economy is at present undergoing far reaching changes as it moves from the state of underdevelopment to development. In the last lectures in the economics, I have explained you the basic concept of economy. And we have studied there are the three types of economy. As an Indian, we are coming under the mixed economy, or in India there is a mixed economy. So Indian economy is what is at present undergoing far-reaching changes as it moves from the state of underdevelopment to development. In this phase of transition, it has much to its credit and is at the same time beset with many problems. To understand all this, we first discuss as a background and the basic of a developing economy. See, students, in the last lecture, when I have explained you the three types of economy, that time I explained you the first type is capitalist economy, which is to be exist in the country like US and UK, where all the means of production and the production activity to be undertaken by the private organization. And the aim of that capitalist economy is to earn maximum profit only. So that countries are developed countries. Now second is a socialist economy. Also, China and other Soviet nations like Russia having the socialist economy. And the purpose of that socialist economy is what? To provide, to work for the social welfare. All the means of production and the production activities undertaken by the state government. And they are only focusing on the social welfare of their country. So, in that country also are the developed country, but in India there is a mixed economy. We are in a mixed position. So because of this mixed economy, because private organization, they are undertaking the partial part of the production activity, and the partial part of that production activities were undertaken by the state government. So there is a government intervention in the production procedure on the production activity. And the aim of that country or aim of the mixed economy is what? To earn profit as well as to earn profit as well as the social welfare development. We can say that social welfare development of the country. See, like capitalist economy and like socialist economy, we have a As in Indian, we have a mixed economy. And in the today's scenario, as we are seeing that we are in a position of developing countries. We are not a developed countries, we are just a developing in a process. So this is what the problems, characteristic and causes of the underdevelopment of the economy. So in this chapter, we elaborate upon the theme of development to know about the ways whereby an underdeveloped economy transforms itself into a developed economy. थोडक्यात सांगायचं झालं तर इंडियन इकॉनॉमी म्हणजे आपली भारताची जी काही अर्थव्यवस्था आहे. इंडियन इकॉनॉमी, इकॉनॉमिक्समध्ये इकॉनॉमी तुम्हाला मी एक्सप्लेन केली आहे. त्यातले 3 टाइप्स एक्सप्लेन केले: कॅपिटलिस्ट, सोशलिस्ट आणि मिक्स्ड इकॉनॉमी. कॅपिटलिस्टमध्ये US आणि UK जे आहेत, जिथे सगळ्या प्रोडक्शन ॲक्टिव्हिटी ज्या प्रायव्हेट ऑर्गनायझेशन कॅरीड आउट करतात आणि प्रॉफिट इज ओनली द मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह. Socialist economy where they are providing all the goods and services for the purpose of social welfare or the social development of their economy or country. But as an Indian, we have a mixed economy, so we are in a developing in nature. So the first point, see in this presentation, the first point is Indian economy as developing economy. Why? What are the reasons behind that? As we have a mixed economy, so that's why we are in a developing in a position. What are the reasons for developing economy? So, and the second part is economic planning and its characteristics. So, this that two parts are very important to understand. See the reasons for underdevelopment. Now see, this is very important part, or we can say that it is the basic of Indian economy. कि why Indian economy is a developing in a nature. Why Indian economy is developing economy? Why not development? Or why? What are the reasons for their underdevelopment or developing? So let us start with the point number one: low income and potential. Low income and potential. So underdevelopment is a concept derived from development which characterizes developed countries. These countries have high per capita income. Their development potential has been and is being fully utilized. This fact should help us in defining underdevelopment. See, first we need to understand what is underdevelopment. The situation of underdevelopment may be described in terms of two elements, namely per capita income and potential for development. Underdeveloped countries are marked by very low per capita income. In comparison with the developed countries, the per capita income in underdeveloped countries in many times less and simply pales into insignificance. So in this connection, it needs to be added that the low per capita income relative to the developed countries, though helpful in identifying the underdeveloped countries, is not adequate enough in bringing out the grim absolute poverty of a large section of the population. See, in this point, they are just focusing on two parameters. First parameter is the per capita income of the country, and second one is the good elements or the full employment. These two parameters are very important. So the countries having largest or highest per capita income being considered as the developed countries. But the country having the less per capita income comes under the underdevelopment countries. So the reasons behind that is what? While low income is an important element, it is at best a good indicator. and a symbolic one of the existence of underdevelopment. So the first important reason for underdevelopment is what? That is low income. Simply, you can simply understand this point. If income level is low, if there is a low income, it means the savings are low. Savings are low, it means nation have a low funds or low capital income. So that's why this all leads to come under the underdevelopment of the country. So these reasons are very important to taken into consideration. So the key element is what? However, the potential for development of their countries which remains grossly underutilized. Say for example, जसं एक सिम्पली याच्यासाठी मी सांगतो तुम्हाला की काही स्टुडंट्स असे असतात किंवा व्यक्ती म्हणू आपण स्टुडंट्स कशाला ओव्हरऑल ह्युमन बिंग्स म्हणू आपण भरपूर एक ह्युमन बिंग्सचं जर आपण एक एक्झाम्पल घेतलं तर त्याच्यामध्ये पोटेन्शियल भरपूर असतात दे हॅव्हिंग अ गुड पोटेन्शियल but the utilization of that potential or the underutilization of that potential leads to their underdevelopment or leads to the unsuccessful life of that particular person. Similarly, in the country's point of view, when the country is having a good potential, but how to utilize that potential they don't know about where to utilize and how to utilize that potential. So this leads to decreases the per capita income of the country, and due to this, the low income of the country leads to the underdevelopment of the country. So for this, we can I can add it one another point. So the existence of potential for development and the low per capita income of a country taken together can explain the situation of underdevelopment. Then we can say that the defective process. It needs, however, to be stressed that the low income, despite potential for development, is not a temporary phenomenon caused by such causes as seasonal fall in production, as happens in agriculture because of a certain pattern of rainfall. So, students, the low income and the potential, it means reasons for underdevelopment of the country or developing countries. The first reason is low income. Low per capita income of the country, but countries having good potential, but they even don't know about how to utilize, or due to the underutilization of their potential, the countries having the low per capita income. This is the main reason for their underdevelopment. Second, defective process. Defective process is the second point in which it is a chronic structural phenomenon which is built into the system causing the development potential to remain unutilized or underutilized. Again, same defective process. When a person having a good potential in his entire developed personality, but even he don't know about how to utilize that potential for making himself to be successful in his life. Similarly, the country is having a good potential, but due to the defective process here it indicates that unplanned for all the activities. Say for example, our agriculture. Take the example of agriculture. आपल्या शेतीचं एक example घ्या. We all are depend on the agriculture, and agricultural process is depend on the nature. So the entire defective process leads to the another reason for the underdevelopment of the countries. So the potential for development in terms of natural resources, labor capital, and technology is not realized because these factors do not interact in a manner so as to become forces of growth. In fact, the process at work is such as inhibits the expansion in the supply of this factor and improvement in their quality. So this results into the natural resources are not fully trapped, labor did not become properly skilled, capital supply is not adequate, and technology is not advanced. So these are the defective process in mixed economy or in India. This defective process is the main reason for their underdevelopment. Then the third one is enormous problem, n numbers of problems. आता प्रॉब्लेम समोर आले की तुम्हाला लक्षात येईल. ओव्हरऑल तुम्ही इंडिया आपलं पूर्ण भारत देश आपल्या डोळ्यासमोर आहे. आपला महाराष्ट्र डोळ्यासमोर आणा आणि आपल्या आजूबाजूला राहणाऱ्या घडणाऱ्या प्रत्येक रोजच्या दिवसातल्या घटना समोर आणा. So enormous problem. We have n numbers of problem. So the underdeveloped countries belong mostly to Asia except Japan, Africa, Latin America. A few belong to the Eastern Europe. So the living levels in these countries do differ, but it is of little significance. Insofar as their underdeveloped character is concerned, they are similar, and the problem of development they face is both very big and very serious. So, the first reason in which the low income and the big gap, an aspect as compared to the capitalist economy, we have a low per capita income as well as we have a good potential, but we do not have the proper skilled labor, those who are utilize that potential. So we are in a position of underutilization of whatever potential we have. So the reason is behind this the defective process. So that defective process also include that the labor did not become properly skilled, capital supply is not adequate, and even the technology is not advanced. So that problems relating to the low income and the big gap is an aspect of the dismissal situation of this country. So is a very low per capita income. So the problem of raising per capita income from this low level is a challenging one indeed. So it becomes enormous if one thinks of the long gap that separates these countries from the developed countries. Again, the reason number 4 is poor quality of life. Why poor quality of life? Can anyone tell me? Can anyone explain this point? Poor quality of life. See, students, this 108 Indian economy, this is university level subject which is a compulsory in nature, but this subject is very easy. It is easy to understand. Even you can feel this subject because being a human, you know about the status of your countries. Even you know the various parameters of your countries. You know the political situation of our country. You know the economical situation of our country. Even you know the social situation, social interaction of our country. So you can easily understand these reasons for the underdevelopment. So, students, here I want to ask you how you can explain this point, poor quality of life. Anyone? Yes? Anyone? Poor quality of life. Or in the examination, one application based question will be asked to you that poor quality of life is the reason for underdevelopment of the country. So how you will explain this? Tell me. You can tell me in any language, but at least try to explain. Yes, anyone? भक्ति, भूमिका, आरती, दयानंद, दुर्गा, गौरव, नेहा, प्राची, राम, सुशील, रास्कर, अक्षता, समाधान, हिंगडे, सायली गोरे, सुप्रिया जामदार, तेजस भोसले, विष्णू वाघमारे. Can anyone explain this point? That how poor quality is the poor quality of the people? Yes. Who is here? Yes, Samadhan Hingde. Samadhan, explain. Can you explain this point? Poor quality of life, reasons for underdevelopment of the country.
Quality of life often refers to the time and ability to do the thing you enjoy of the job pays off lot of money but requires so many working hours that the worker cannot enjoy the money
No,
enjoy the money.
no, Samadhan. Samadhan. What you are saying is not related with the poor quality of life. I just want to ask you that how poor quality of life is the reason for underdevelopment of the country. How you can explain this point? म्हणजे आपली कंट्री, भारत ही जी कंट्री आहे ही अंडर डेव्हलपमेंट आहे, म्हणजे अजून डेव्हलप झालेली नाही आहे. तर त्याचं ते रिझन म्हणतात की पुअर क्वालिटी ऑफ लाईफ हे रिझन आहे. कसं? हे मी तुम्हाला म्हणजे पुअर कसं तुम्ही एक्सप्लेन कराल, याला पुअर क्वालिटी कशावरनं एक्सप्लेन कराल? हाऊ यू कॅन एक्सप्लेन?
राणी म्हणा
येस.
राणी म्हणा
हां, तेच ना. पुअर क्वालिटी ऑफ लाईफ, राहणीमान. मग राहणीमान खराब का आहे?
उत्पन्न कमी असणार
Yes, exactly. What are the reasons for poor quality of life? Due to the lack of income or due to the low income of the people is one of the main parameters of poor quality of life. मग उत्पन्न कमी आहे. बघा, जसं पहिल्याच पॉईंटमध्ये मी सांगितलं तुम्हाला, लो इन्कम अँड पोटेन्शियल. द पर्सन हॅव्हिंग अ गुड पोटेन्शियल बट ही इज नॉट इवन एबल टू utilize his potential, or we can say that the underutilization of their good potential leads to the low income, and this low income will gives him the poor quality of life, and overall it affects to the development of the country. So low income but having good potential, but the underutilization of that potential leads to the low income. This is because of the defective process, which included that not low utilization of advanced technology. There is a no per capita income will be increased. Even there are the n numbers of problems, that is enormous problems, which leads to the poor quality of life. Again, the poor quality of life again leads to the massive poverty. See, point number 5, massive poverty is one of the most important, or we can say that it is the hazardous situation for our country. That is massive poverty. Can anyone tell me the reasons for massive poverty? Durga Naik, Supriya. Yes, Durga. Can you tell me or can you explain this point? What are the reasons for massive poverty in India?
Financial conditions,
See,
lack of food,
lack of food due to financial condition, low income, underutilization of potential, defective process like not utilization of or low utilization of advanced technology. So these are the reasons for massive poverty. But what are the main reasons? Can you identify which is the main reasons or basic reason? Forget about the main reason. What are the basic reasons for this poverty? Just think. Everyone can think about काय कारण असेल की ज्याच्यामुळे एवढी पॉवर्टी आहे.
Unemployment, unemployed, right? And
Exactly. Yeah.
India is a developing country.
Very good. Very good.
Lack of education.
Yes, lack of education. Lack of education is one another point which leads to the massive poverty. Low income because of underutilization of potential, defective process, enormous problem, poor quality of life. These are all the reasons for massive poverty. But adding to this, the education. Education plays an important role in the development of the country. So why India has a underdeveloped in nature? Because of this massive poverty. See, the ugliest face of underdevelopment is the object poverty, which holds large number of people in its vice-like grip. So, another estimate by the United Nations brings out the severity of poverty mostly located in the less developed countries. In figures which say that the richest one-fifth of humanity consumes 86% of the Earth's output and the poorest one-fifth starves with less than 5%. So, these are the main reasons for underdevelopment countries. आणि नंतरचा पॉइंट too many unemployed. Too many unemployed. Unemployment. Again, the reason for unemployment is what? Lack of education is the main reason for unemployment. Most of the industries, they just have to focus is on that there are the unemployment, but the students or the persons having all the potentials, he is eligible for all the posts, but he is not having the proper education which is required to acquire that particular position. So, a serious aspect of the problem of underdevelopment is the very large number of the unemployed in comparison with those in the developed countries. So, there is large open urban unemployment and still larger underemployment in rural areas. The open unemployment is estimated at 10 to 20% of the urban population. So this is several times higher than that in the developed countries. So it is increasing with the large migrations from rural areas. It needs, however, to be stated that migrations by themselves are not bad. So during the course of development, it is natural for an increasing number of the rural labor to seek work in non-agricultural activities, mostly located in urban areas. But what is unique about the current migrations is that these are much larger and much faster than ever before and excessive for the urban areas to absorb. So the underdevelopment is estimated at about one third of the agriculture labor force. So even the recent higher growth rates of these countries have been largely unsatisfactory with the pattern of growth far from desirable. So the last is insufficient and unsustainable growth. These harsh facts characterize these countries because these countries have for long in the past experienced little growth in their incomes. For example, during the 100 years between 1850 and 1960, the rate of increase in per capita income in these poor countries was almost zero. Per capita income was zero, but after that they have to increase. For 2003 and 2004, the growth rate in the low income countries has been 4.6%. So automatically the per capita income increases, which increases the development of the country because it gives the larger income. It increases the potential of the people. So once the income is increases, then automatically the quality of life will be increases. Once the quality of life is increases, automatically the saving, it means the national income will increases. Once the national income will increases, then the development of that country will be increases. So these are all with relate with the income of the people. So that's why in Indian economy, under the mix, in the mixed economy, the development of the people should depend upon the income level of the people. So once the income level, it means the per capita income of the people increases, which leads to increase or which leads to the development of the country. But unfortunately, in the mixed economy, it may not be happen, and that leads to the reasons for underdevelopment. So the growth, moreover, has largely been quantitative, in fact, one of unhealthy expansion, for it has involved and reckless and disorderly exploitation. So the growth has also been an unstable one with excessive inflation and burden sometimes, causing grave upsets in the functioning of these economies. So these are all reasons for the underdevelopment of the country. Now see the characteristics of economic planning or characteristic of these underdeveloped countries. It is one another the same. Economic backwardness. You can see economic backwardness because of low income. So the principal characteristics which conjure up the underdeveloped nature of backward economies may be summarized under the following 8 heads: low income, predominance of agriculture, predominance of primary exports, insufficient capital, traditional techniques, illiteracy and skill shortage, serious population pressure, unemployment, and distinguished unemployment. So the predominance of agriculture, when one unveils the profile of economies of these countries, one is struck by the predominance of agriculture in their economic structures. So these features is best reflected in the following two basic facts. One is the most of the domestic product of these countries ranging from around 25 to 50% and even more originates in agriculture. So this is far more than its share in developed countries, which varies around 2 to 4%. Say for example, in case of the US, UK, Germany and Canada, these are the developed countries, and the capitalist economy is there. So conversely, because of the inadequate growth of this industry, as also services in the less developed countries, the contribution of non-agriculture sector is far less. So in developed countries, the opposite is. Second fact is what? A much larger proper proportion of labor forces is engaged in agriculture and a much less in non-agriculture operation. So as compared to the developed countries. Understand? In the developed countries, most of the people, they are focusing on or they are working on agriculture as well as the other non-agricultural activities. But in India, the 70% of the populations are concentrating on only on agriculture. And in our agricultural development, we have a government intervention. So that's why we have a less technology, or we do not use the advanced technology for the development of the overall agricultural sector. So this leads to the reason, or this is the main characteristics for underdevelopment of the country. So these two facts show that economies of these countries are basically agricultural in character. Such an economic structure inevitably leads to one consequence. It is that a major proportion of population, around 80%, lives in villages and a smaller proportion, around 20% or less. lives in urban areas. So, all this reveal the weakness of the economic structure, dramatically even agriculture, which from time immemorial has employed a high proportion of labor force, neither supplies enough food for population nor high income jobs for those who depend upon it. So poverty originates here because of the low productivity of agriculture. Then the predominance of primary exports. Predominance of agriculture आपण बघितलं. Then predominance of primary exports. So the exports of these countries generally depend upon the primary goods. So this consists of minerals as also agricultural products. Mostly the latter. In case of some countries, the number of products exported is very few. In some cases, one or two goods provide the bulk of exports. In the African countries, for instance, cocoa constitutes a very important export product. So export of this product sometimes account for 50% or more of the export earnings of same of this country. या प्रीडॉमिनन्स ऑफ प्रायमरी एक्सपोर्टचं तुम्हाला एक सिंपल एक्झाम्पल देतो. आपण सगळे विदेशी जे काही ड्रिंक आता उन्हाळा सुरू झाला आहे त्याच्यामधले सगळे ड्रिंक्स बघा तुम्ही विदेशातले आपण इथे बघतो कोका कोला असेल पेप्सी असेल. पण आपले जे भारतामध्ये बनतात ते किती जणांना माहिती आहे. जसं लिम्का, मिरिंदा हे सगळे भारतात बनतात. पण हे भारतातले तुम्हाला विदेशात आढळतात का हो? विदेशातले कोको कोला तुमच्याकडे आहेत. पण भारतातले तिकडे आहेत का? सो दॅट इज कॉल्ड प्रीडॉमिनन्स ऑफ प्रायमरी एक्सपोर्ट्स. Okay, then the insufficient capital and traditional technology. हे तर अतिशय महत्त्वाचं आहे. Insufficient capital and traditional technology. Another glaring characteristics of these countries is the insufficiency of capital and the use of traditional techniques, both of which keep the output per man hour very low. Since of the two main sources of increase in output, capital per worker and technical progress. The latter cannot occur in the abstract. The former becomes the all important determining factors of productivity. It therefore follows that the existing simple and primitive techniques of these countries are such largely because the stock of capital good is very small. In simple language, we can say that if the per capita income or the capital of the country is highest, then there is a advanced technology. And similarly, the low per capita income leads to the traditional way of technology. And this is one of the reasons for underdevelopment of the country. So the lowness of capital formation has also the persistence of traditional techniques is caused by two principal reasons. The insufficiency of surplus over and above what is necessary to maintain the life of society and the unproductive consumption of large percentage of the surplus by essentially parasitically classes. So no doubt in the recent past efforts have been made to overcome the initial hurdles by diverting a major part of the surplus to the development. So these efforts have taken in the form of revaluation in some countries and government planning in others with outside help. But these efforts have not obviously come up to the needed level, and that's why the large many underdeveloped countries still with the grossly inadequate capital stock, and this is the main reasons for their underdevelopment. Now the next point is very important, that is illiteracy and skill shortage. आता illiteracy असेल तर obviously skills आपण अभाव हा असणारच आहे. So illiteracy and skill shortage are the main reasons for underdeveloped countries. No less important is the feature that pertains to the low quality of the population of these countries. The education system of this country, including training facilities, is inadequate in terms of quantity and defective in terms of quality even. So that's why the number of literates is small. Even the teaching facilities in terms of teachers, buildings, books, equipments also plays an important role in this parameter. So are grossly short and ill situated so for the improvement of the quality of labor. And the absence of education creates shortages in skilled manpower. So very essential to man the installed projects and to carry forward the movement for higher development. The quality of human factor is also deficient in respect of two major types of development person, namely innovators and manager. So considered by some experienced observers as the greatest single obstacle. So it is in fact a situation of general shortage of innovators and managers from which governments also suffer. Understand? So these are all the reasons or these are all the characteristics of underdeveloped countries. जिथे या गोष्टी आहेत ती कंट्री अंडर डेव्हलप्ड आहे. कुठली? इकॉनॉमिक, फायनान्शियली बॅकवर्डनेस, अंडर यूज ऑफ नॅचरल रिसोर्सेस, प्रिडॉमिनन्स ऑफ ॲग्रिकल्चर, प्रिडॉमिनन्स ऑफ प्रायमरी एक्सपोर्ट्स. आता हा जो सेकंड पॉईंट आहे हा फार छान आहे. अंडर यूज ऑफ नॅचरल रिसोर्सेस. नॅचरल रिसोर्सेस कुठले? लास्ट इकॉनॉमिक लेक्चरला मी तुम्हाला सांगितलं की इकॉनॉमिक्स ॲज अ नॅचरल सायन्स. व्हाय इकॉनॉमिक्स इज अ नॅचरल सायन्स? कारण ऑइल म्हणजे हे कोल माइन इंडस्ट्री ज्या आहेत त्या आपल्या भारतात म्हणजे कोळसा आपल्याला निसर्गाकडनंच मिळतो. इवन सॉल्ट, मीठ आपल्याला समुद्रातनं मिळतं म्हणजे नॅचरली मिळते. मग का आपण याचे एक्सपोर्ट करू शकलो नाही? का या दोन जे नॅचरल रिसोर्सेस आहेत याचाच यूज करून आपण आपला पर कॅपिटा इन्कम का वाढवू शकलो नाही? दॅट इज द मेन रिझन्स फॉर अवर अंडर डेव्हलपमेंट. देन द सेकंड लास्ट पॉईंट इज सिरियस पॉप्युलेशन प्रेशर. आता आपल्या इथल्या पॉप्युलेशन सगळ्यांना माहिती आहे. सो सिरियस पॉप्युलेशन प्रेशर also the reasons for underemployment and unemployment of the country. So a feature with the serious implications is the rapidly rising population. It consumes away an increasing share of the surplus, leaving much amounts for capital formation. म्हणजे तुम्ही नुसतं प्रोडक्शन करून चालणार नाही. जर पॉप्युलेशन जास्त असेल तर ते इतक्या पॉप्युलेशनला सगळं प्रोडक्शन पुरवायचं म्हणजे तुम्हाला त्याची क्वालिटी आणि क्वांटिटी या सगळ्या गोष्टींवरच त्याचा इफेक्ट होणार आहे. So, the more developed countries of the West to face this problem in their early stage of development. ज्या ऑलरेडी डेव्हलप कंट्रीज आहेत दॅट कंट्रीज ऑल्सो फेस दिस प्रॉब्लेम दॅट इज सिरियस पॉप्युलेशन pressure. But the most prospect of population pressure was averted largely by the continued improvement of agricultural technology. But you can overcome this problem with the help of utilization of advanced technology in your agricultural sector. So this may reduces the problem and you can provide all the goods and services for the consumption of the people. So this will automatically increases the standard living of the people, income of the people, which leads to increases the savings in the banks, which also leads to increase the national income of the country and which leads to overall development of the country. But in the mixed economy, unfortunately, it may not happen. And these are all the reasons for the underdevelopment countries. So the last point under development and unemployment. So the another feature of very serious nature is unemployment. It is a peculiar to these countries and is of two types. One is underdevelopment. It is a phenomenon wherein workers do not work to their full capacity. This is caused by the lack of work or job. So is the case in respect of the second type. So these countries plays an important role in this all parameter. So traditional sector, this sector is largely a subsistence sector of economy. We may illustrate its nature by referring to Africa. If we are comparing our country to the developed countries, then we can easily identify ki where we are lagging behind this country. So the technology, advanced technology, and their proper utilization for developing the agricultural sector is one of the most important problem in front of our farmers. So this is all about today's lecture, that is Indian economy, how Indian economy as a developing country or underdeveloped in nature, then the economic planning and its characteristics. So these economic obstacles are very important to understand. See, here is a one problem where here we can I can explain this. Key market for manufacturers and sources for raw materials. Again, these two parameters are very important to taken into consideration while identifying whether that particular countries are under development or is developed countries. So the colonial rulers are also exploited by the markets of their colonies to their advantage. So they took hold of raw materials and food grains for their industries of labor. So their industrial development means industrial revolution. The foreigners used political power to secure for them markets. So for their expanding manufacturers and sources for raw materials. म्हणजे याच्यामध्ये आपण एक एक्सप्लेन करू शकतो की कॅपिटलिस्ट इकॉनॉमी किंवा सोशलिस्ट इकॉनॉमी आयदर यू हॅव अ एम टू अर्न प्रॉफिट ओनली और you have a aim only to provide goods and services for the social welfare of the country. But when you have a mixed economy, you want to achieve both things, profit as well as social welfare. So you may become underdeveloped. So in India, the same things is to be happen. So the main aspect of political factor described above highlights the way the development of these countries was not only blocked but was also distorted. So this description, however, does not exhaust the list. Even causes which we are presently discussing under economic and social cultural heads are in an important way. So take one example, that is the inadequacy of capital was due largely to the policies of foreign governments. So these governments neither encouraged savings nor provided institutions for organizing saving and productive investment. So thereby preventing its replacement by modern goods and wars. So these are all the economic obstacles. These are all the reasons or features, characteristics for underdeveloping countries, and we have we understand the reasons for underdeveloping countries. Any questions from your side? Please ask, or you want to explain. कारण आपल्या देशाची किंवा आपल्या या मिक्स्ड इकॉनॉमीची परिस्थिती आपण बघतो आहोत. त्याच्यामध्ये कोणाला काही डिस्कस करायचं असेल, छोटे काही पॉईंट्स मांडायचे असतील, हे तर झाले सगळे सिलेबसचे पॉईंट. सी, इंडियन इकॉनॉमी इज अ जनरल सब्जेक्ट. तुम्ही हा सब्जेक्ट रोजच्या जीवनामध्ये स्वतः फील करता आहात. तुम्ही आता जॉब करताना म्हणा किंवा तुमचं जे घरातले सगळे कोणी फार्मर्स असतील, तुम्हाला लक्षात येत असतील की आपण किती मागे आहोत. टेक्नॉलॉजी आपण प्रॉपर युटिलाइज करत नाही. आपण बघा एखाद्या कामासाठी एखाद्याला किती पैसे स्वतः ऑफर करतो ते बघा. त्याने क्वालिटी ऑफ वर्क कसं होते, सगळ्या अनेक गोष्टी तुम्ही रोज बघत असता, फक्त त्याच्याकडे कधी लक्ष गेलं नाही म्हणून तुम्हाला कळलं नाही. सो यू कॅन इझिली आयडेंटिफाय वेदर द कंट्रीज or you can easily identify the reasons for the underdevelopment of the country and development of the country. So take latest technology, per capita income are the main reasons of development as well as underdevelopment of the country. Per capita income, if it is highest, then the countries may be developed. But per capita income is low, then income of the people low, then their quality of life is also low, then it becomes undevelopment of the countries. So this is all about the today's lecture. I hope you all are understand this topic, Indian economy, their problems of development and planning. So this is very simple and important subject for your examination point of view. But you have to study this subject in the deep in nature. So I think there is any questions from your side, or shall we stop? Any question? Please write something in the chat box when I'm asking you. Yes, no, Supriya, no, sir. Okay.
So,
Yes, yes. But have you understand? हे बघा तुम्हाला सगळ्यांना समजते आहे सगळं. काही एखादं येस काही समजलं नाही तर एखाद वेळेला चॅटबॉक्समध्ये तसं स्पष्ट टाका. कुठेही कसंही काही वाटून घेऊ नका किंवा पर्सनल मेसेज करा. पण ती कन्सेप्ट लक्षात येणं हे फार महत्त्वाचं आहे. ओके. येस. ओके. सो शाल वी स्टॉप. आणि उद्या येस आणि उद्या आपलं दुसरं लेक्चर आहे. मला असं वाटते 11:30 ते 12:30 आहे. इंडियन इकॉनॉमिक्सच आहे. तर आपण उद्या पुढचा पार्ट याचा बघू. आणि मी तर असं म्हणेल सध्याच तुम्हाला मी काही ॲक्टिव्हिटी देत नाही. पण मी प्रेझेंटेशनची ॲक्टिव्हिटी मात्र तुम्हाला देणार आहे. त्यावेळेला अशीच एक छान पी-पी-टी तुम्ही तयार करायची आणि त्या दिवशी तुम्ही बोलायचं. पण आपला थोडा थोडा सिलेबस आपला पुढे गेला की. तसंच मी इकॉनॉमिक्सही सांगणार आहे. कारण असं नको व्हायला की सगळं पुढे आपले युनिट जात आहेत पण तुम्हाला समजते की नाही. जरी ऑनलाईन लेक्चर असलं सगळ्यांसाठी नवीन असलं तरी सुद्धा आपण हे ऑनलाईन लेक्चरमधलं सुद्धा टू वे इंटरॅक्शन सारखंच याला आपण काय म्हणतात त्याला ॲक्टिव्ह लेक्चर बनवू. म्हणजे नुसतं मी बोलतोय तुम्ही ऐकताय बोर होते. तर याला सुद्धा आपल्याला एक ॲक्टिव्ह आणि टू वे इंटरॅक्शनमध्ये कसं छान याला करता येईल त्याच्यासाठी आपण तुम्ही जास्तीत जास्त त्याच्यामध्ये चांगली इन्व्हॉल्वमेंट स्वतःची ठेवा. Okay, so that's it for
yes, sir.
yes, that's it for today's lecture. Okay, so I will share the link for tomorrow's lecture either in the evening or in the morning. Okay, bye.